Happy weekend. It's been about 2 weeks since I launched my book Show Up Hard, and I'm thrilled for all the response, photos that are coming in from around the world, and messages from people about how the content resonates with them. I've also received some questions that I'm getting over and over again, so I thought I'd make a quick video and answer some of these frequently asked questions. The number one question that I'm getting is, when did you write the book, and how long did it take? And I really dedicated last year, 2018, to writing this book. I spent the first 5 weeks of the year in a mastermind sprint group that I'd organized where we all came together to each work on a project. And during that period, I committed to writing and publicly posting 5 times a week the content that would ultimately become the book. I spent a really dedicated amount of time for the first 4 months of the year, then finishing out the manuscript, and I thought I had a completed book at that time. I sent it out to a group of about 7 colleagues, friends for review, and based on the feedback that I got back, I actually got overwhelmed and pretty stuck because I could tell that there were pieces of the book that really resonated with folks, but I hadn't created this narrative arc for a book that would really resonate with people and accomplish what I'd set out to do. So I started working with a substantive editor who really helped me pull the book apart and put it into pieces and create this arc, this journey for people to go on. And that probably took me until September. And at that point, I had a real sense that I wanted to make sure that the book had places for people to write and that I could write you love notes and put them in the book because I really wanted this to be an interactive treasure, almost as if we were having a conversation. And so then I spent the fall working with a designer to get the book design just right, get the website up, because I wanted to also have all the love notes and the downloadables freely available to people so they could use these tools in their work or community settings. And in terms of when did I write, well, I frequently would get up at 5 or 5:30 a.m. and write when it's quiet. That's kind of a magic hour for me. And before the day has begun and could get some fresh thoughts down. Another thing I learned is that writing isn't, well, you have to make time and sit your butt down and type or write. And writing is not only that, it's also processing and thinking through feedback that you've gotten or how you want to shape something. And so I blocked many, if not most, of my weekends of last year too that would also be dedicated to the book, which didn't always mean that I was at the computer, because sometimes I'd be at the computer, but then I'd be on a run or a hike or a conversation, always trying to sort out how to put the pieces together. So another question that I've been getting is, can I buy the book locally? And I love that question. Everyone who's down on using the man for buying things, that's awesome. And you can. The book is, I self-published the book on Amazon and I made it available for expanded distribution, which means that bookstores and libraries can order the book through expanded distribution. So you can go to your local bookstore and ask them to order it. I also have some limited amount of 3 packs of books available on my website under Tools for Teams, so I can ship those to you. And I'm thrilled to say that in San Francisco, that the book is available at Succession Art and Design in the Mission and at 826 Valencia's Tenderloin location. Third thing people are asking or saying is, I want my book signed. And I think, oh my gosh, there's nothing more than I want to sign the book for you. I wish I actually could have. Originally, I wanted to make the books and actually sew the binding and give them to you, because that's how I wanted the package to be for you. So I would love to sign your book too. And since I knew that I wouldn't be able to sign everyone's book in person, and because I want nothing more in the world than to write you love notes, I had created these book plates. And I'm understanding that not everyone understands what a book plate is, so maybe old school from my childhood. I was a big Nancy Drew fan and had a whole collection of Nancy Drew books, and I would be very happy to share them with you if you hadn't read that Nancy Drew book, but I really wanted to get that book back from you. So I had these little book plates and I'd write my name in them before I'd share the Nancy Drew book. And so I had these book plates made and they're little stickers, and so I can write a love note to you and sign the book and mail it to you. And so I probably have 100 of these left, and it would thrill me. Like, if I could spend this whole weekend writing you old book plates, which are little love notes, nothing would make me happier. You can order a book plate for free on the website. It is under a thing called Tools for Teams, and I know it's a little awkward. Why is a book plate under Tools for Teams? But that's the only place on the website where there's a shop, so to speak. And I guess it's just beyond my capabilities to understand where to put a separate thing for the book plate. So since it's a temporary thing, it's there now, and I would love to write you one. All right, people are asking me, are you going on a book tour? Oh, well, I am. I feel like I'm on my book tour now. I did a workshop at 826 Valencia Tenderloin for frontline workers on Thursday that was incredible and amazing, and the most beautiful human beings ever showed up. And I was like, I think I lived my whole life for this moment. You know, it's just so fabulous. Tuesday, I'm giving a talk at San Francisco's Commonwealth Club. I'm in conversations to go to Chicago in March. I'll be at the New York Public Library in April. I have plans to be in Melbourne and Sydney in Australia in September. And always interested in hearing how I could bring the Show Up Hard message to you. Thinking through too how I could do some other digital format book tour thing, so to speak. And the final question for today, is this book just for frontline workers and social workers, or is it also for executive directors or other people? And that's such a good question. So, you know, one of the things I'll learn in writing the book is that the more specific you can be, that the more applicable it could potentially be for other people. So I spent a lot of time really honing in on making the book to be of service for frontline workers, with the hope that it would be expansive and helpful for others. And I'm already hearing back from so many people in all kinds of professions, walks of life, phases of life, that the book is super helpful, and that thrills me. And the reason I think this is true is because, you know, we're the frontline worker of the narrative of our own life. So the stories that go on in our head, the things that we tell ourselves, our struggles, like that, we're always a frontline worker. So whether we're the executive director of a huge organization, we're in the business or for-profit world, or we're in a startup that does social good, we still have our interactions with other people's and our own frontline story. And so yes, I absolutely think the book is applicable for you as well. I look forward to hearing from you what other questions you have and how else you think that Show Up Hard could be of service in your life. Ever onward.